Embrace they came, a band of heroes bold, stand the haunt of a silver, with tales of glory told. Osric with his mighty blade, rustbite of demonic hue, and silver half-elf merchant king, their journey did ensue. Silver trades and secrets hold the smile upon her face, while Osric swings his fearsome sword in battle's fierce embrace. Through Raven's land they wander in search of ancient stones, to free the land from darkness where evil's a terror roams, with courage as their banner and hearts forever true.
So I might just do the thing.
Sure. Howdy, friends and floorheads. It is episode 55. If you have not watched episode 54, I highly recommend you do that before you watch this one. A lot has happened. We're going to jump right in. Osric is broken. Vasilla is not broken, but coming out of a haze. Silva's coming out of a haze and broken. I think I want to start with you, Vasilla.
Wait, is Vasilla not broken?
I'm broken.
Did you break as well?
I'm 0-2 strength.
She broke too.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a very breaky.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. You're essentially on the top of a wood pile. There's vines that have been chopped and shredded under you. And you've got that half awake mentality right now where you weren't sure you were dreaming, or are you still dreaming? I think I'm awake, or am I just awake and still dreaming? And I woke up in my dream that, that the things are moving a little bit. You move your hand in front of your face and it kind of lags a little bit. Mm-hmm. What you clearly remember, Vasilla, is dinner. You clearly remember going down several flights of stairs inside of Root Home. You remember passing the wolves pretty clearly. You remember passing the warren that lodged pretty deep in your brain. And then you remember music and singing and flowers. And then you can't tell. You know something else happened. And you have a sense that it might be better you don't remember it. And it's like trying to hold on to smoke when you wake up and you're trying to remember your dream and your dream just seeps away. It feels like it's right there, but it's not. And standing in front of you with shark dead eyes is Osric. And you're almost at his feet, and he is covered in blood. Both a dark sap blood that's like a grayish dark color, and then the dark maroon fresh human or halfling blood. You could swear that Rustbite is inhaling and exhaling. The blade seems to be expanding and contracting a little bit as you look at it. Off, you see Sten. Sten doesn't look okay. He's not covered in anything, but I think Sten has a look at his eyes that tells you that you have missed something. And just outside of whatever this chamber is that you're in, you can see the shape of Silva, but you can't clearly see her. And the only really light that's here is a torch that was lit by Sten. You don't realize that, but and it almost looks like the minute after somebody turned the lights off in the room.
Osric.
I think that Osric is fairly non-responsive. I he's definitely not quite acknowledging that you're speaking to him.
I'm gonna grab out my knife and I'm gonna look at Sten. Sten,
Yeah.
are we okay?
Are you?
Where are we? What's happening?
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Where's Silva?
She's somewhere out here, I think. Hey, see if you can lead him out of here. I don't want to be in here anymore. And he just turns and starts heading out.
All right, I'm going to. If Sten's not worried in a way that's like danger is here, that means that danger is not here.
He's not moving in a
yeah.
panicky way.
So I'm going to put my knife away, and then I'm going to like start treating Osric like he's a horse, and I'm going to be like sing to him calmly, and I'm going to just like touch his hand so he knows where I am as like I walk around him, and I'm going to like calmly try to like take Rustbite from his hand, like just like slide it away from him and just kind of like grab his hand and kind of singing along to him and just kind of like, treat him like he is not person.
I don't think that he's letting go of the sword. We're not gonna.
That's fine. I don't force that issue. I in my head I've got you like holding the sword like out, like still like in killing stroke position, and so I'll at least like push it down.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I'll just kind of like lead you from here. I think I noticed that my wrist is like messed up. Like I try to get you with my left hand, and like my hand is not happy about that. So I'm just like, I think there's some part of my analytical mind that's like doing medicine. That's like doing internal medicine on myself, and I'm just like not important.
And I think your need to care for Osric and the fact that luckily Sten is not in a panic, but Sten is not okay. I think that that's the only thing preventing you from just curling up, because every part of you right now, Vasilla, would just like to go back to that wood pile and just, I just need 10 minutes is that feeling that you have, right? Just let me just close my eyes for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. I can believe that. I think that like sense of duty to my family is is just enough.
Yep. I agree. And Silva, you have that same feeling in your head that I described for Vasilla. And as you open your eyes, you see Sten walking towards you. You're in better view up the that steep tunnel that led to here from the main area, and you see one of those militia halflings' body behind you in the opposite direction of Sten, and you can just see it, the small sword that was in his hand there, and he's maybe a good 20 yards. So you're about equidistant halfway between that body and Sten walking towards you. Can you give me a sense of what you're feeling right now?
I think because like Silva went down in a panic, like she was trying to resist. So like when she comes to, it's probably loud and like sounds like she's being killed. Like she comes up screaming, it starts panicking, backing up from where she was, like looking for vines.
It's okay. It's okay. It's over. It's gonna be okay.
Stan?
Yeah. And he is coming towards you like at a steady but not especially fast pace. He's got his, I think he realizes for a second that he's got his bow and an arrow still out, and he kind of puts those away, and he kind of comes out with his arms out like, you know, he is available for a hug, but he's not pushing it.
Yeah.
She's not even present enough for that. I think
Fair.
Once she hears your voice, she just kind of collapses back into the ground and just breathes.
And I think Sten kind of, when he sees her go down, just kind of races over and just does a quick, I mean, I'm no I'm no physicker, but just a quick look over, do you have any obvious big wounds or anything like that?
She's probably obviously bruised because she fell pretty hard.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's favoring her head and just.
Mm-hmm. And he does like a couple moments of sort of it's all right, it's going to be okay, you're fine. And then after he sort of finishes just sort of giving you a once over, he just kind of pauses for a second and says, "What do you remember?"
We were. It's fuzzy. We were walking. I was walking into the cave, and I saw it, and part of me wanted to keep walking, and part of me didn't.
It's all right.
I collapsed.
Osric killed it. It's gone.
They were gonna feed us to that.
Yeah. I don't know if they knew, but I intend to find out.
Oh, God.
Let's have Vasil and Osric arrive to meet you guys about halfway up this tunnel now.
How you doing, big man?
Still not responsive. I think he's definitely like continuing to survey the room as if there could still be threats around this space. Fairly withdrawn. Not largely interactive at this point.
Sure.
Are you okay, Silva? Bodily?
I'll manage. And I think she reaches and tries to find her staff, Clay's guardian, and just like essentially use it as a crutch.
Yeah. You got a sense of vertigo and a bit wooziness, but I think you can stand.
Yeah.
And
I think
she's
she
just
hit her head.
clinging to the staff, just like.
I think she hit her head pretty good going down, but I didn't feel like anything was broken.
Are hosts dangerous?
Well, one of them ain't. The other one, I don't know. I don't know what they know or what they remember or what they're going to do.
Ma or Pa down? Which one?
Ma.
Both Ma and Pa did end up going down. Is that right?
Yeah, but Sten is confident that Ma is super dead. Pa, I don't
Correct.
know.
Gotcha.
Did they get eaten?
I don't think so, unless there's something else out there.
Okay.
Somebody's got to go out and look, and I'm looking at the three of you. I guess it ought to be me.
Well, we can go together.
Okay.
Slowly, I think the four of you kind of work your way up this tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Sten, you notice that what appeared to be structurally held together by vines and roots, they aren't really there anymore. The composition of the walls and what you're walking on has changed. It's more soil and stone now.
Does it feel less stable?
It felt more stable before, but you
Okay.
don't feel like it's going to collapse. But it's not that you want the roots back, but you want the idea of the roots back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we see Sten walking by because there's, I think, a couple of the militia guys in here, probably with arrows sticking out of them.
I think that's the first one
Yeah.
that you see. So let's stop there for a second as you come up to it, and you see two of them. One that was obviously struck down by a sword, and one who has 3 or 4 arrows in him.
This is going to be a weird question. Do they look any different than I would expect a dead halfling to look? Is there anything
No.
weird about the bodies? Okay.
Freshly dead.
Yeah.
Murdered, to be specific.
Yeah, sure. Killed in battle. There's a difference.
It was self-defense, Craig. It was self-defense.
Still murdered.
Good. Thank God.
Yeah. And then I think in Sten's mind, that is a later problem. And I think he mostly wants to get these people out of this tunnel to see what's going on in the big room.
What's your reaction, Vasilla? First halflings you've seen in a long time, first halflings you didn't grow up with, you've ever seen, and their bodies are there, obviously killed by Osric and Sten.
I'm angry. Like, I'm getting more and more angry, but I'm trying to keep it down because I'm trying to keep like my charges, going. But like, I knew they were going to betray us. I told them they were going to betray us, and then they betrayed us, and now clearly we're in danger. And like, I already had poor opinions of halflings, really, because of the goblin halfling split. So like, I'm ready for someone to come try to give us some shit, and like, it's got to be a talking down to. I'm like, yeah, getting more and more angry. Like, why'd they make us do this? Like, I know Sten wouldn't kill that person, without cause. So
right.
Remind me, at this point, there is one halfling guard that is still standing?
No, they were all taken down. The last one was up in the main room, though. These were the ones that followed you down to the hall, to the tunnel.
And there wasn't anyone else, right? Like, there weren't, like, the main set of participants left.
Oh, no, just the children did.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're coming into, so what Sten is leading you towards now is the main temple. And that had, 30 some odd people in it. And Sten, you're in front, and as it, almost like a sun rising out of the tunnel, you kind of work your way up and you start to see what's there. And there's a lot of people, citizens of Rootholm, kind of wandering around, and they seem almost intoxicated or coming off of intoxication. There seems to be some confusion. People checking on each other. Nobody's really paying attention to your appearance. They seem to be very focused on each other. There's a tremendous amount of looks of confusion. Then you see Nook holding her mother in her lap, with her father right there. And your hunter friend from the tavern has one of your arrows in his hand, fresh with Ma's blood. He makes eye contact with you. He's the first to see you. And there's a look of knowing that nobody else seems to have in his eyes.
I will, maybe accelerate away from our group a little bit, not, jogging or anything, but just moving a little faster over towards that little trio.
Train yourself. Do not come closer.
I stop. There's a demon in that hole. I don't know how many of you knew about it. I don't know how many times you've done this little festival. I don't know how many visitors came down here with you and never came back. But it's not going to happen again. That thing's dead. I thought she was behind it. And I was wrong, and I'm sorry.
I want a manipulation roll from you, please.
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm good at that.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see how much of this lands.
Yeah. And I think, being human, I could in theory roll something else for this, but I don't think Sten's got it in him right now.
Yeah, I
So
believe that.
I'm just gonna make this as a manipulation roll. Yeah. You know what? I will push it though, because
Ooh, spicy.
what's the worst that could happen? Maybe I pass out and I won't have to deal with it right now.
You bear a third break by pushing.
Oh well.
He looks at you
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "I don't understand your words. But I also sense you think you're telling the truth. This is your arrow."
Yep. And Sten thinks but doesn't say that it was one of the best shots he's ever made. Now, remind me, Craig, is there any remnants of what that thing was back in that cave?
There is a wood pile. What it looks like is
Mhm.
that Osric went down there
Mm-hmm.
and there was another statue of Hem,
And he cut
maybe,
it up.
right? That was
Mhm.
just chopped to pieces. The only thing that might be some forensic proof is the mixture of halfling blood with some sort of dark blood on Osric. One issue, or maybe not an issue, but one thing that you notice for the first time is there's only halfling blood on the sword.
Yeah.
All the demon blood is gone.
It's not great. It's not
So I just look at him and I say, I don't know what I can say to convince you. None of us wanted any of this, but when she kind of nods down at Ma, came and started telling my friends to walk into that cave and sacrifice themselves, I wasn't going to let it happen. And I'm sorry I had to do it, but I would do the same goddamn thing again.
Friend, either take your lies or your truths and leave before everybody else here comes to full wits.
Kind of nod. Look at the others and just kind of motion towards the stairs.
So Paw is in pretty bad shape, but he's there next to his wife. He doesn't look up. Rook, with her mother's head in her lap, does look up and make eye contact with you, Vasilla. She's taken the hood off, and her face is covered in tears. And I don't think you can read her expression. He locks eyes with you.
I just look at her and I don't know. I don't know what to do. So I'll pass my friends to Sten, since Sten's starting to walk up the stairs.
Yeah.
Four of you start up.
Before
we leave,
Yep.
I think Silva's kind of again looking over the crowd. And she's looking for Burnout.
same thing I was going to ask.
So Bruno is over with Cornelius, where Cornelius was playing, which you may or may not remember him being there playing, but he's over to like off to the side, not with the big group. They both look confused. And Silva, when you lock eyes with Burno, or lock eye with Burno, he has a bit of a blank expression on his face and then just starts shaking his head at you.
Is this what you meant? By tonight? I'm just gonna turn and head up the stairs.
There's an odd feeling, Silva, and I don't know why. And you definitely don't know why, but there's an odd feeling that he's very confused. And whether he's confused because he doesn't remember what he asked you or he doesn't even know where he is, it's really not clear. What he doesn't have the look of is a look of guilt on his face.
Hey, Sten.
Yeah.
Do you think Rook saw the whole thing? She wouldn't have been poisoned, yeah.
I think so. I don't know. And I think I kind of look over at Burno as we pass. And I just kind of say, not even necessarily shouting so it carries, so I'm just kind of saying to myself, you may not know now, but you're going to remember one day, son of a bitch, and this is your fault. And I keep walking.
What are you doing, Osric?
So I think at this point, Osric has no interest in having conversations with these remaining halflings. So I think I'm making my way up the stairs. I think that as we go, I want to like check doors, but things like that, like making sure that like there's no one behind a hallway. There's those sorts of things, just to make sure that we're in an okay place. So the idea is like just, you know, making sure doors are closed and making sure people aren't there and all that sort of stuff as we make our way up the stairs.
And I'll tell you, Osric, that you're not slowing anybody down by doing that. Silva and Vasila are not moving quick. And quite frankly, I don't think Sten is either. So
No.
you have more than enough time if you're taking up the rear to throw open these unlocked doors. And they don't even have locks on them. And you're just seeing small domiciles that are carved into the bark of this huge tree. Sometimes a single bed, sometimes a bed with, you know, a children's bunk next to it. All empty as you work your way up. And you get about a third of the way up, and now you're at that point where if you look down, you would die if you fell. And you look up and you can only see the moonlight. You don't see this end of the stair. It looks like the stairs just continue up into infinity, even though you know they don't. You're in a weird spot right now where you are not touching the top nor the bottom. And there's one area that you passed before where there's no stair. It's just a large landing that takes almost the entire circumference of the tree before the stairs continue then up again. And this is where that large reinforced wooden door was that I believe it was Askin told you, Vasilla, that that's the Warrens.
I kind of look over at Vasilla as we reach that door. I don't say anything and I don't stop walking, but
We don't have the legs for it today, old man.
no. Yeah, I think it's a very quiet walk.
Yeah. Get past the wolves. There is a different sound to their bark than when you were headed down. They feel agitated, anxious. You still can't see them. You can just hear them and smell them as you walk by that grate that prevented those wolves from entering the center of Woodhome. And tell me if we need to do anything before we get to the top, or are we just going to really just have a very quiet march up there?
Okay.
I do think there are moments where you need to take 10 or 15 minutes to
Sure.
continue, because it was exhausting when you were,
Fresh.
feeling well and going downstairs. Now you don't feel so great and you're going upstairs, right?
Mm-hmm. And I'll look down to see what I can, of what's going on down there. I don't know how far we've gotten. But...
You no longer can see the temple.
Okay.
But you can see far enough. You can see several flights down. There's nobody coming behind you.
Good.
You reach the top, and there was the double gates that were open, guarded and open. There's no guards. They're still open. And as you come out to kind of this large wood landing that was the entrance to the top of Root Home, there's children. And they're all kind of sitting and talking and playing. And Askin hops up and looks at you, Sten. He goes, "Is it over?"
And there's a moment when Sten looks like he wants to kind of kneel down, but he just doesn't have the energy. And he says, "Yeah, it's over."
Brevin goes, are you have blood all over you," he says to Osric. Are you okay?
No.
Remind me, we had to take the elevator up into the tree and then climb down from, it wasn't like a ground level entry.
Yeah, we can't just leave now.
So we have to. I mean, I can just leave. It's just a longer trip.
Right. Yeah. So I lay the land again, right? So you had a good 30, 40 feet before any branches were there, and on the ground you had the inn, you had the stables, you had the blacksmith areas, and then there was this large cage that Gostrin was in charge of, and he would lift through a pulley system, would lift you up and let you down. That's several flights of stairs outside the tree down from where you are right now.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was trying to remember.
Yeah, there's a bit of a climb down, a good, probably good 60, 70 feet down through a series of steps and ladders to get down to there. Brevin comes up to you, Osric, and looks at you again and goes, are you okay?
So I think Osric is going to start the trek towards this elevator.
You start to trek down. Yeah.
Down any stairs or ladders or whatever we have to
Understood.
get towards the elevator. And I haven't figured out how I'm going to get the elevator to go down, but I'm also not interested in answering Askin's questions, so I don't think I'm acknowledging that he's speaking to me.
Mm-hmm.
Brevin,
Yeah.
Does Rook not come up here with you?
And he
On
kind
these
of looks
festivals?
around. He looks around and he goes, she was. Maybe she went back to the inn. We were
No,
playing
she's-
over there. I should have been watching her.
She's
asking.
okay.
Go. Oh,
But
okay.
listen, there was something down there in that cave underneath that was pretending to be him, and it wasn't. It was something real bad, and we stopped it, but there's a lot of people going to be real angry at us, and probably you too. And I can't say we don't deserve it, but I'm sorry, but we didn't have no other choice.
You're seeing two very different reactions from the younger Askin and the older Brevin. Askin is just confused. That look of, I know you're saying words, but
Mhm.
they don't make sense to me in that order kind of look on his face. Brevin starts there, and then his face changes as you start itching closer. He goes, turns to Askin, he goes, go find Rook. And he pushes you, Sten, in kind of a, don't touch me, stop talking, just emotional reaction. It's not anger or anything. And he runs to the gate to start heading downstairs.
Yeah.
The other kids don't know you. They seem confused. Some of them didn't even hear the conversation. And the four of you can just navigate through them as they're all just kind of sitting there and get to the rope bridge that starts leading you down.
Yeah. Y'all should go to bed. And then just make our way down.
We get to the elevator. I think Osric and Silva together have maybe enough strength to lower Sten and Vasila down. And I don't want rolls or make this a thing, but combination of the rope and everything, Sten and Osric, or Silva and Osric get down as well.
Yeah, there's got to be a method because I mean, Gostrin has to get up and down, right?
So
He
let's
lives in the tree.
cut to the base of the tree.
I kind of look at the three of you and I say, let's get our things and get the wagon and get out of here. We don't have to go far, but I'm not spending a night under the shade of this thing.
I'll muster Thundercloud.
I think Osric is going to the blacksmith.
I was just wondering if that's where you'd go.
Sure. Okay.
Go ahead.
So I think that's his next thing to do is he's going to go to the blacksmith, to the smithy, and hopefully the door is not locked.
In fact, it's slightly ajar, and you slowly push it open, Osric, and see the manacles hanging on the walls, but have a different feel to them now. And you see your equipment in the to-do pile,
Mm-hmm.
untouched. So if you want to gather your things, you can.
Yep, I'll gather my things. Is Is there a warhammer akin to what Pa was using in this space?
Chris.
I would like to take that too.
At this point, larceny is the least of your offenses, so why not, right?
Oh yeah, it was all our fault, Craig.
We're not coming out of this place good, guys.
I will. I'll add a warhammer to your inventory in a second.
Yeah, and I think I'll just gather my things and then head back towards where the wagon is.
And I've got to ask all three of you, especially Vasilla. We see Osric leaving with his armor and with Heartscar, and something that doesn't belong to him. Does that matter to the three of you?
I'm not saying a word.
Still the least they could do.
Yeah, it does to me. So I have no idea how much that might cost. But I've got 3 silver. So I'm going to take a little detour and drop the 3 silver I do have in there.
Yeah. Osric, you see Vasilla kind of slink by you. Goes in there for a moment, comes back out. Thundercloud is very.
That'll make him feel better.
No, it's not about how they feel. It's about who we are.
Thundercloud's really happy to see you, Silva, but Thundercloud senses that you're not okay, and what's that affectionate kind of nose rub against your body, kind of pushing you off balance a little bit to make sure that he knows that you know he's here.
Yeah, my arms go around his neck and my head is like just buried in his neck, and I'm just holding onto his mane, and I just hold for a minute.
Yeah, and you just feel the weight of the side of his head press up against your shoulder as you're hugging him, and he clamps a little bit when he realizes that you're untying him and we're walking away from here, and you just get a sense that Thundercloud really likes this idea of walking away from here.
Let's go, buddy. Come on.
Check for the rod.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, make sure everything's there. And
It is. Everything's untouched from the time when you were sitting with the boys and having the adult conversations.
I think Silva had left most of her like weapon and equipment other than like the staff when she went down in the cave. So she kind of rearms.
Yeah.
Like she's got her crossbow nearby. She's got, starts putting armor back on. Like,
I'm going to, while we're doing this, I'm going to sing our like song from home about like what we would like used to like sing at our festival at home, and like we'd sing in the pub where we all used to see each other. I'm going to spend a willpower to use the Path of the Hymn, rank 2 to.
You're broken, Vasilla.
I can't do that even with my strength done. Okay, cool.
No, we're gonna need to rest before you guys can do anything of any positive
not
value.
walking check.
Yeah, unfortunately. I think it definitely strikes at least Vasilla and Sten. I might hit all the 4 of you. I don't know, but there's something weird about leaving the stables. It's leaving a like physical landmark of an innocent time when you were playing with the boys and making them feel big. And it just, you can hear the laughter a little bit, I guess, in the back of your head as you kind of head out from the shade of Root Home. No, I lied to you. The little bit of light that Root Home provides, because we're walking into darkness. As we're stepping away, and I think I'll start with Silva, and I think all 4 of you are going to do this. You kind of do a check back, kind of turn your head as your back is to this place, you give me just a little bit of an idea what you think of as you take your last shot of this monument? And nothing might be the answer. I don't know.
I think Silva's perception is very, like, the filter has changed.
Right.
What was initially a very, like, awe-inspiring, very welcoming vista of this halfling village is now very twisted. The shadows cast by the lights in the tree are kind of creating these, like, clawing arms, and it's everything she can do to not just whip Thundercloud into a frenzy and just go.
Yeah. What about you, Sten? We should take one last look backwards.
I think more than anything else, Sten is angry because this all could have been so good. These could have been happy people, genuinely happy people. Those
Were they
kids,
unhappy?
they're gonna be now.
Okay.
And the kids could have been people who grew up with clean hearts and were willing to trust people, and now that's gone forever.
Yeah.
And he's not blaming the halflings, except maybe Burno, and I don't even know if I don't know it, but he just kind of contents himself with remembering Osric smashing that thing into kindling.
And I think what's interesting for me, at least, Sten, is that you more than the other three have experienced loss. The kind of loss that those two boys are about to witness when they get to the bottom and see their mother there. And I would imagine there's an understanding that you have that I don't know you can have without the experiences that you've had.
Yeah.
Um,
And he's trying to think of something else he could have said to the boys, but there's nothing anybody can say.
and you remember people saying things to you,
Mm-hmm.
and
none of it made a damn bit of difference.
it didn't. None of it landed, right? None of it meant anything. Not in a bad way. It just, part of you remembers those words as being for the people who said them, not for you.
Yeah.
And I wonder if there's a bit of that in your mind too, where you go, was that really for the boys, or was I saying those things for myself? And I don't think anybody knows the answer to those types
Yeah,
of
I
questions.
was saying those things because I had to say something.
Yeah. Osric, it's easily been at least an hour since you destroyed that thing. As you look back, or maybe you don't look back, I don't know. Can you give me a sense of where you are?
I think as I look back, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I am like bone tired, like not just tired, but like tired of being lied to when I come to a new place. Tired of needing to fight against strangers for our lives. Just tired.
Yep. What for you, Vasilla?
I'm wondering if it's all worth it. Like, all the struggle. We've lost a friend or chunks of a friend, so much. We've just lost a lot. And every time we walk to some place and the people seem that they're worth fighting for, someone betrays us and there's a dragon in an egg. Someone betrays us and there's a monster that's going to eat us. Like, it makes me wonder about home. It makes me wonder, like, what secrets I didn't know as a kid that were there. Just why? Like, I had that demon in my head 10 days ago. I had a demon in my head. an hour ago.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's just, go see the ocean. Fuck 'em.
I find that interesting because I think of the, as you grow up and you have experiences that kind of destroy the filter that children have, you end up replaying old things in your head, and they have a different context because of a certain level of cynicism that the world brings to you, and that sucks. That it's a cliche, but the loss of innocence, right? And not only of the innocence of the world that's around us today, but it taints the past too when you realize what may have been real. That maybe it would have been great not to know. You
was
were
way
okay.
better. Yep.
Yeah, you were okay before. We could stay in the same hex, unless you guys want to get more than 5 or 10 kilometers away from this place before we camp.
I mean, I don't know how much energy we have. I mean, as long as we're,
I was going to question that.
more than like a bow shot or two away, I'm happy to make camp because I know these three need it. I mean, I'm going to have to make camp and then sit watch, which I'm not looking forward to, but
yeah.
somebody's gotta do it.
And I think maybe out of instinct, Sten, if you're okay with this, I think you get a campfire away.
Okay.
So far enough away that you could light a fire and nobody at Root Home that's within 200 or 300 yards of Root Home would be able to see the fire. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's do that as we go into head about into the fourth quarter of the day. So let's bring up our group sheet. It sounds like Sten is going to make camp.
Hey, it's
Need
already
to
set
know
the
if we're going to
limit.
have anybody keep watch and who's
I
going to
don't think
rest.
anyone can.
I mean, what I'm planning to do, and I don't know how we'll do this mechanically, is I'm going to make camp and then keep watch. So
The keep watch part will be narrative,
Okay.
but we'll have you stay up. So if the
Okay.
other three want to go ahead and rest, we'll go into fourth quarter.
I
they'll
don't know
spend
if I
fourth
can do it, but I'll leave out. If I can, I will leave him like a stimulant to stay awake.
yeah, I'll take it.
Um,
So I think I find maybe just like a slightly hollow place where the fire won't be quite as visible.
yeah. Damn it, you're still full from dinner. Nobody's hungry. Silva, Osric, and Vasilith, let's go ahead and refresh. Then when we get back from break, we will talk about the morning and hopefully give Sten a chance to sleep as well. So we'll talk about what we're going to do in the first quarter of the next day. Let's take a 10-minute break. kinds of discussions happening during the break. All right, so I've got us in the first quarter of the 43rd day of Spring Wane. Silva, Osric, and Vasilla are no longer broken. So we should have full stats at this point. Sten, I think you're pretty tired as that
I'm
tea
real
starts
tired.
to wear off. Yeah.
Yeah, I can only go so far on caffeine.
So, if it's all right, Sten, we'll have you sleep this first quarter.
I would love to. Unless there are torches and pitchforks on the horizon coming this way.
Well, speaking of which, do we have someone keeping watch this quarter?
Yeah, I'll keep watch.
Okay. And then that'll leave an open quarter for Osric and Silva. So let's go ahead and do the keep watch roll if we could, Vasilla.
Yep. Let me go to the right place on the tracker. Move myself to keep watch scout. Assume that we're. Do we have an eyeglass that I can break?
Yeah, you do, I'm
Probably.
sure. Yeah.
I'm sure we got one laying around somewhere. If not, I can find one.
How much? How many dice of eyeglass are there available to break?
2, I think.
Shoot, I have to find Thundercloud's sheet because I think it's on.
Go ahead and
the
just give yourself two gear dice.
We'll call it 2 and get on with our lives.
Yep.
Deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically,
Works for
it's
me.
The one we had was damaged at 1, but it's fine. We'll remember
Yeah,
that
we're
for next time.
Silva and Osric, how do we want to spend this first quarter day as we can hear a restless
I
Sten
could
in
have
the
pushed
tent?
that and then broken the whole thing.
Oh hell yeah! That'd be sick.
Oh, what am I doing with myself, Craig?
I think Silva would approach Osric, and just kind of like, well, I assume he's like sitting by the fire, and I just want to put an arm on his shoulder and let's get our mind off things. Would you spar with me? And I want to train defender if Osric will teach me, and kind of have a chat with him while fighting, while sparring.
Nice. Yeah. That makes good sense.
Let's talk about that. Wonderful opportunity for Osric to take your mind off things. A nice little distraction, maybe.
Sure.
I would
yeah.
imagine you've mentioned before how you would often teach people back at Oakenheart. So can we don't have to do the whole conversation. Give me an idea of what happens during this sparring.
I think Osric largely, without prodding, is keeping things perfunctory. You know, repositioning the hands for the staff to parry, you know, a blow. If they're coming from the above, you slide this way. If they're coming from the side, you come that way. And I can imagine like occasional hints around the space of I remember this time back in Oakenheart where we were training the regiment for for the patrols, and couldn't keep his block up to save his life. Always exposed his left side. You have to be sure to keep your left side protected and things of that nature.
And that's why we do this, to defend others, right?
Aye. To defend those close.
What does keep watch look like, Vasilla?
So I think that
This is the woods, so the
yeah.
you don't. It's not like keeping watch in a field, right?
Yeah, so I think I go for a little wander around the area far enough away that I don't hear like the clank 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 of their but I think for me, I'm weirdly like very quiet. I think I'm very focused. I think that my mind doesn't actually wander particularly much. I think that all the fear and worry and everything just makes me like way more focused than I normally would be.
Yeah.
I think it shows too because the the magnifying glass is actually where we got our success. So I think like the magnifying glass is like I'm actually using it correctly. Like I'm like like taking care with it. You know, I'm like treating it with respect. Like who knows the next time we're gonna go to a place where we can actually get something that we can actually trust and go. So we have to take care of our things, and I think that's kind of where I'm at. It's just like trying to stay present.
Yeah. So real quick, Silva, are you able to give yourself Defender? Or do you
Yeah,
need me to
I already
do
got
that
it.
for you? Oh, you did? Okay, great. And you spent the XP.
Sure did.
Say about an hour or two into the morning, Vasilla, the sun starts rising. You start seeing shafts of light breaking through the canopy of this forest. And maybe at one point, you maybe climbed a tree to really kind of give that eyepiece a run for its money, get a little bit of a view. And you catch a shadow. And it's backlit, which is making things a little difficult. It's backlit by the rising sun. And at first, it registers to you as maybe a dog. Is the first thing that goes through your head. Then the second thing that goes through your head, no, it's too big. Third thing that goes through your head is somebody's on it. So maybe it's a horse, but it's not big enough to be a horse. And as you're just kind of going through that logic of trying to sort through what the hell you're looking at, you finally land on something halfling sized riding on what is probably a wolf, and it's backlit, and you could swear it's making eye contact with you, which is probably impossible because you're looking through an eyeglass.
I'll head on down and then go back to the camp. Hey, there's a wolf rider out here.
Are they approaching?
No,
We'll stay close.
it's not like you don't have your weapons in your hands, but save some in the tank.
Understood.
We stay at camp? Do we go back in that direction? What are we doing?
I mean, I'm fine enough to leave well enough alone if they're just checking on us. Like, I'm going to go back and keep an eye out for them, like specifically that direction then, and like that arc of where I expect they would be. But
what does Silva and Osric do as we see a curious Vasilla?
Yeah, I feel the same, or much the same at any rate. I think like we'll be I'd be wary in that direction, but at this point I don't think I'm interested in like abandoning Sten to chase this thing. But if it's coming this way, then I want to make sure that I'm ready before it gets here.
And Vasilla, as you're kind of pushing towards that, are we staying in ear and eye shot, earshot? What are we doing as far as to camp?
Earshot, I think.
Okay. Whoever this is not trying to be quiet. You hear them. You hear this wolf coming through the brush, and you know damn well if a wolf wants to be dead silent, a wolf can be dead silent.
Yeah.
So this is almost a conscious effort to be known.
I'll sit down on a rock and say, "Here."
And you get a whistle that at first you wonder if it's a bird, and then you realize it's not. Does it again?
I'll do it back at him. Perfect pitch.
You hear it get closer, slowly, deliberately. And there's just enough light when you see the wolf's head up above the brush ahead of you. The wolf is obviously catching your scent. There's a goblin on top of it. Are you and yours okay?
Recovering. Are you and yours okay?
We will be. You don't want to come back?
Wasn't planning on it. Did you know about that thing? Did it take your kind
Suspected.
too?
No, but we suspected. Ma was good to us. We were good to her. Something was always off. The chief wants you to know she thinks you did a good thing.
Honestly, it's the best thing I've heard in quite some time.
Do not come back.
Take care of them. They're
As to you and yours.
you too. Watch out for the Rust brothers and whoever they sell those manacles to.
He heads out.
Oh, you don't happen to know Dern, do you?
So she stops and she pulls the wolf around and comes back. Once again?
Jern? My brother Jern. I've been looking for him. I was told he was sent this way.
Everybody in the Warren was born here. You've lost a brother. Did they not keep in your town?
They never told me, honestly. I found out when I turned 13, and it was not the best conversation I had with my mom.
Understand it's complicated. It's the way of the world.
For now. I don't
You
see
didn't
why
stay-
we couldn't know.
Go ahead.
I don't see why we couldn't know.
We all think that at some point. But if the goblins didn't stay in your town, most of us, most of the other halflings are east towards the ocean. Head east. You'll hear the ocean before you find them. It's the sea that Raven flew over.
I've heard tell. I've heard that. I want to hear that sound. Have you?
No. Haven't been much farther than I am now. I gotta be heading back.
Well, stay safe.
She turns to go and then stops herself and just... You tell she doesn't think she needs to say this, but she does anyway. I mean it, don't come back.
Watch out for Rook, please. She's good.
See a bit of a nod. And then you lose... The wolf leaves with the silence that you would anticipate.
Shit.
All right, let's go into second quarter. Back in camp. Stem is awake. How much, if any, do we relate, Scylla?
So I met a second goblin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nice lady on a wolf. This will be shocking, but we shouldn't go back to Root Home.
Wasn't planning on it, but
It's like, oh, I forgot one thing at the end. I got to go back and get it.
good luck.
Where's my wallet?
Still have the stove on.
So they didn't know. At least she said the goblins didn't know about the creature, but they thought it might be. So it's at least one half of a tree that thinks we did all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
I like to think so too, but
Maybe they can help stabilize things.
Yeah. Well, I always said, as my mom always said, that it's who you think you are that counts, but it'd be nice if stopped destroying fucking towns from demons and dragons, faceless creatures, faceless men that gave away their souls to demons.
how unlikely you think it is that we grew up in the only good place in the entire realm?
I think that there is probably rot in Oakenheart that I just don't know about. You didn't think it was weird when the tree would turn black randomly and then the person would die within a month?
Yeah, but that's not evil. That's just how that tree works.
Yeah.
Tree
I don't
didn't
know.
kill him. Tree saw that they were going to die. Tree was
Yeah.
in mourning.
Yeah, and that statue of Hem was because Hem came down and blessed that land.
Sure.
We
The
have to
Rust-
believe there's some good in this world.
The Rust brothers knew who we were. They knew our town. They had been there. They traveled the mist.
Well,
Are we packing up?
where are we going now, folks? Continuing on our original journey?
Well, depends if we think that there is good worth trying to save or not. Tired of putting my friends in the ground and I almost put 3 more. Well, not in the ground, but sent home
We were
2
underground.
limbs less.
We might as well do it. It's just traveling from town to town is the worst.
Yeah. What do you think's worse? The orcs and their open barbarism? They were terrible. Cruel, mean. But at least they were honest about it.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing that's going to eat at me is I don't know if the halflings knew. I don't know if Ma and Pa knew what they were up to, if they were just puppets on a string.
Nah, she knew. She said give ourselves willingly. She knew that someone gave. And she knew what they gave.
Yeah, but she was when they were all in the she said that when everybody was already in the trance. But if she knew before we went down there, then yeah, that's worse.
Do you think that she had that dinner for everyone that she gave to that creature? No, she knew. When the demon was in my head in the tower, it told me not to trust him. And I thought maybe it'd be fine. You know, started to hope. Now, there's the 4 of us. Maybe Raven's sister, maybe. But even that I doubt now. Who knows what they had in their hearts?
Well, you gotta hope, but at least we all know we got 3 others we can count on.
Yeah. Even so, come late to the party.
I think the only way we'll know that there's truly good in this world is doing what we can to remove the darkness
Yeah.
and move forward.
Yep.
I move
Move
forward
forward.
at least.
Can't find good in the world, we gotta make it.
What else are we gonna go do? End up like a shitty bard, drunk every day in a tree, like that guy?
Party to
living.
some darkness, unwittingly or willingly. No,
You know that
not for us.
it's kind of funny. They kind of were us, like Dark Us. Betron or whatever that guy's name was, the one that was you,
One that was
Silva. You know the halfling who was a terrible trader that just had a pile full of junk. Clearly couldn't trade to save his life. The bad bard,
Trading in secrets.
but he didn't even have any secrets. He was just, I don't know. There was a halfling you, Osric. And what did he do? He lifted a cage every day. The only one that was even close to anyone was you, Sten. That halfling, the hunter seemed, you know, old and crotchety, but fair.
It was all right.
Maybe it's like a gang of old crotchety people. You made friends with the crotchety guy at the ghost town too.
Ghost Town.
Yeah, the one where you
Hollows.
ring bells and have ghosts.
Hollis.
Hollows. Man, what's coming to us when Sten can remember things and I can't?
We know Vasilis feeling better. Back to poking at Stan.
Mm-hmm.
That one. I
Those
think
ref-
maybe the orcs. I think maybe the orcs are better. At least you know.
Yeah.
So the wagon's packed, tents away. Got a quarter day. We can go northwest, which is where we've been before, or any other direction to bring something new.
Well, I think if I'm looking at our map more or less correctly, I think we want to go west or southwest because we want to get back to that river, follow it south.
Tread some new ground.
Yeah.
Why not?
Everybody's good with southwest?
I don't think we need to go to whatever that human village is that needs manacles.
Mhm.
Moonshire was the name of that.
Moonshire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was to the northwest.
Yeah. Let's not.
No.
Who
All
needs
right.
manacles? Who needs manacles?
Flavors. Ross Brothers.
People who impose their will upon others.
All right, so
Alright,
I
I
need
guess
a
I'll
make
Way.
way. Yep, I need a keep watch and 2 hikers.
I'm keeping watch, I guess, right? Because I'm the best at it, in theory.
I believe you are until you take some damage, yeah.
By raw stats.
And we'll do just 1 gear die for the.
Now that we know that's half broke.
Didn't need
Yeah.
it.
All right, very nice, Stan.
Hey, I did it.
And also very good. Okay, I'm going to take this to a new hex. Ooh, that helps if I get to the right layer.
I guess while we're traveling, Silva would kind of keep an eye out and kind of ask, Sten, how are you doing on arrows? Do you need anything, anyone?
Yeah, I could use a fresh pair if you've got some lying around.
Of course.
I'm at a D8.
Dig through the bag and hand off a bundle of arrows.
All right. Which I think we said brings me up a die size, Craig.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you kindly.
Question mark.
Again with the question mark.
Question marks, exclamation points. We got all kinds of punctuation today.
All right. Thick woods, but you can tell you're heading in a direction it's starting to thin. Slow going. It's going to be a hex a day until you get out of this forest, or a hex a quarter. I'm sorry, instead of 2 hexes and clear. At one point, Vasily, you come across a small clearing. No threat there, but there are mounds. And there are mounds of varying age. Very quickly, you identify a burial site. And each burial seems to be of various size and of age. But there's close to just over a dozen buried here. No markers. Majority of them are small, though. Halfling size. A couple that are man size. The freshest one seems to be about 2 months old.
Hmm. Do you have a packet of lily seeds or wildflower seeds in there?
I'm sure I might have something. Dig through and see if I can find any. Some, maybe a packet of seeds or something. Some daisies. Quite fine daisies.
I'm going to take, assuming they'll let me, I'm going to take like the hour to like sow these seeds into the burial mounds, and I'm going to sing while I'm doing it a funeral song, and before we leave, I'll say, your tormentor is gone. Sorry for your sacrifice. I hope that there is a hem and that she's watching over you.
Other than that, it's a somewhat treacherous or complicated navigation. There's no roads or trails here, but you continue through. We can head to third quarter if you want to go another hex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's get another one underway.
Got our walking on.
Southwest?
Yep.
All right. If I can get a make way and a keep watch.
Wednesdays will
Lead the
stop
way.
closing the party's
All right.
sheet. +1. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
All right, let's take you southwest again.
Oh, we're in the Eland Woods.
Yeah.
My
Gotta learn
favorite.
the name of these woods if we're not careful.
Yeah, we better watch out. They're probably going to try to sell some bitcoins and things. That's where all the e-girls are.
No, not the Elon Woods. That's the
How about a Cybertruck?
worst.
That dude goes through these woods so well. They're 4-wheel drive.
You thought you came here by your free will, but then you realized that you navigated here and suddenly have internet. You got 2 successes on keep watch. And I'm going to say this, and you hear me do this caveat all the time. And for those of you watching, the reason I do this caveat is I want to create a truth, but I want to give my players always a chance to say that's not true. So you'll hear me use this phrase a lot. So I'll go, Dave, if it's okay with you. I think I have you a little bit ahead of everybody. Silva, it's a bit of a hell of a time. God, this wagon's great. It's just not great in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
There's Thundercloud's getting a little fucking frustrated. But with Ostric's back, you're able to kind of squeeze through here and squeeze through there. Here at Silva or Vasilla, you don't quite see, but you hear what sounds like a low talk. Ed. Either a child or a woman, it's a little hard to tell. But if your friends behind you make any more noise, what you can hear will be heard.
I'll I'll do the bird whistle that Sten's taught me back at them. The one that like pierces enough but sounds natural.
Three of them stop.
Mhm.
I think even Stormcloud knows to stop.
Stormcloud's smart.
Yeah.
Can I hear any words or just the noise of voices?
You can hear language and you feel like you would understand it if you got closer.
I'll move back quietly as I move, and I'll say to Sten, voices up ahead, girl, child, something we understand.
All right. You want me to go look? You want to come with?
You've got the quiet feet.
All right, then. And I will slip off in the direction Vasilla indicates and see if I can figure out what's going on here.
I'm fine with either survival or stealth, either one.
Okay, I think they're functionally equivalent for me.
Survival's a wit, so probably not.
You're right, stealth is a little better. What are you trying to say about my wits?
I would never.
Survival and stealth are 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
And you've been traveling in these woods, I think, long enough, Sten, that you're starting to feel comfortable with the type of brush, the density. And you get to a spot where you know you can see them. And you're very confident they can't see you. There's somebody laying at a base of a tree. As best as you can tell, an adult, maybe a woman, hard to tell. Likely human or maybe elf, hard to get a sense of height. And with their back to you, because of the proportions, it's definitely a child. Either, well, you'd have to assume young human because you've never seen a young elf before. You've never seen a small elf before. And the vocalization that Vasilla mentioned to you is coming from the child, and it's a soothing sound.
Okay. Do I understand any of the words?
Really low talk, like really low talk. Probably the only person that could hear it is who this young person is talking to, who's laying at the base of this tree.
Oh, okay. So
Go ahead.
the child is not laying at the base of the tree.
No, the child's on its knees near the
Okay.
head of this person, so you can't see this person's head. You can neither, nor can you see the child. You only see the back of the child, the
Right.
body. You can see the back of the child's head. Hair length, it could be a. It's impossible to know the gender of the child, but Hicks and Gables, give me a scouting. I'm going to give you a bunch of information, but if I get some successes, I can give you even more.
You're so generous, Craig.
I know. I'm a giving GM.
You
That's
are.
what I said on my Christmas card. You
I
guys sent
know
me.
nothing bad is going to happen from this.
That's what the G stands for.
Do you want to push it?
Let me see. Where is that, Bane? That is on wits. Sure, this'll be fine.
Sounds like the sounds of someone that needs willpower to me.
Yeah, well,
Um,
I think I'm still seeing like a small person is giving me unpleasant halfling flashbacks.
yeah, and I wonder if the damage to wits is the conflict, right? Of going, I want to get closer, but I don't think it's safe for me to go.
I
closer.
could just kill it from here.
Right? Yeah, we know how to headshot small things. We figured that out earlier.
Oh my god, murder hobo.
I'm not doing it. I'm just saying I could.
Intrusive thought. Intrusive thought.
So, Sten, you can't get safely close enough, but awfully fine clothing worn by the one laying down. Probably probably the finest clothing you've seen since Amber's Peak. Doesn't mean it's Amber's Peak origin, but like that's where you've seen that nice of clothes, that level of civilization. And you get a sense that the child is doting and almost caretaking the body. And at first you question, is it dead? This woman dead. And then you notice some movement in the foot. So whoever it is not dead, but is also doesn't seem completely immobile. And the child runs its hand down the right side, the farthest from you, the right side of it, and seems to be tending to the knee a little bit. You didn't make a sound.
Right.
So it's impossible. But the child turns and looks directly in your direction as if it heard you. And it couldn't have. Yeah. And you get a clear view of the child's face. Preteen, human. Boy is your best guess, though. Very soft features. You get a clear sense that the clothing does not match the clothing of the body or the person that is laying there.
What color are the eyes, Craig?
Headed in that direction, my friend. Matted hair, blonde, and very, very yellow eyes.
So if I were to call out to this child, would it be, do I think that like Vasila and the rest could hear me? Am I still close enough to the...
Oh, without question. If you're going to speak at a voice that this child is going to hear, everybody, the other three would hear as well.
Okay. I think I will just say, that's a very pretty song, little yellow-eyed one.
Go to credits.
A band of heroes bold, stand the hunter versus the fair, with tales of glory told, Osric with his mighty blade, Rustbite of demonic hue, and silver half-elf merchant king, their journey did ensue. Silver trades and secrets hold the smile upon her face, while Osric swings his fearsome sword in battle's fierce embrace. Through Raven's land they wander in search of ancient stones, to free the land from darkness where evil's a terror roams, with courage as their banner and hearts forever true.
All right. So lots to talk about before we talk anything. This is the end of the season. We're going to take a little bit of a break. I'm not going to be foolish enough to say it's going to be a couple months because we know how that varies. We've got a lot of really good games in the queue coming up. Things to look forward to is that I think there's a very good chance that Brian and I are going to try a duet Cthulhu Dark very soon. It's something that I've been working on, and Brian has shown interest, so I look forward to that. There's rumors about a top made of stone potentially coming down the road with Brian at the helm, which is very exciting. We have Scum and Villainy happening. If you've not been watching that, we've been having a lot of fun with Scum and Villainy. And City of Mist is a game that I've been wanting to run on the channel, and we're having good fun there. But a lot to look forward to. My best guess is either the end of this year or early next year, we'll be back with Forbidden Lands. We can't go too long without it. All right. Let's start with Jim.
Woof.
So Jim, the season started at Ravens Camp, and a good bit was covered this season. So kind of like your thoughts, stars, and wishes about the whole season.
Oh my gosh, the whole thing from...
Oh, God.
There's so many things that have happened.
It really is. I never really thought about it as like a group, but it's a lot.
Oh gosh, between getting the sword back and making our way to deal with orcs and that whole group of like sketchy elves that are out there.
The Red
Uh,
Runners.
yeah, those guys, right? Like all of that, and the almost a plan to meet up with them at some point, and oh, then root home. Gosh, so many things.
Well, so here's a little exercise I've been thinking about, and this is either a brilliant idea or the really dumbest idea. So at the end of a season, right? You start season. This is 3 or 4 that we'll be starting here next. It always says, previously on Forbidden Lands, and there's usually like 5 or 6 scenes that the editors and producers have handpicked
Mhm.
to remind you of what happened, but also to portend and remind you of things that will matter going forward, right?
Right.
So it's not just, they do it not just to remind you of what happened before, but just to say, hey, this is important you remember this because it's going to matter in this season. So what I would be really interested is to hear 4 scenes. So Jim, for you, if you were that editor,
Okay,
not
if
knowing
I
what's
was in
going to happen
charge.
in what is likely our final season, what do you think is the scene that you think has the biggest meaning for what has happened to the 4 of you that matters probably with what's ahead? What's your previously on Forbidden Lands scene?
If I had to pick one, like the top one, I think it is the handshake deal with the Red Runners.
Right.
Is definitely like the number one pick.
Yeah, I think you're right too. The handing over of the gem, the promise that when you find the last 3, we'll find you
We'll
again.
do this again.
Yeah.
My dark horse is leaving Absalom at the tower. Because like I think that whole thing was really, like 100% random encounter. Like not at all.
But you know how I am.
But like it's very I don't know, interwoven-y. It's got a lot of,
feels like the world.
Meaning.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that really did distill down a lot of the entire experience so far, didn't it? Like it was a lore dump. It was shit sucks here. It was demonic. It had a fool. No, that's a good call. That's a good call. For what is likely the final season and the climax of our little trip here, what is 1 or 2 wishes?
It sounds like dumb, but I want to win, and I know we're not going to win. But like,
don't you say that?
like I know we're, and I don't even like. You're gonna ask me like, how do you define win? And
like me.
But so
what does that mean, Jim?
So I think like winning is ending up with all of these gems and somehow banishing evil from the world, which is definitely not like I know that isn't going to happen.
It could happen. Why do you know that's not going to happen?
Yeah, I don't think that's
statement.
going to happen. I don't think that can happen. I don't think that's not the story of this game. I think that like all of the characters want that to happen, but I don't think that's what happens.
Interesting. Interesting.
I think it will be. I would like us to encounter all of the remaining gem pieces. And I think, like we talked about last time, how it was so close to being the one where we lost, right, and the game was over. And like, if we go out, I want us to go out swinging. Does that make sense? Like on our feet swinging. I think that when we talked about last one, I was like, the thing that would have bothered me about that one being the last one is that like Nate didn't get to swing. They didn't get to do a
Yeah.
thing, and Vasilla
Mhm.
didn't get to do Vasilla things.
Yep.
So if we have to end on like a sour note, like I want us all to be doing the things.
Get your licks in.
Yeah, I want us all to be trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, those are my things.
I like it. I like it. Brian, previously on Forbidden Lands, what is your one or
Yeah.
two scenes that you would inject there?
I think I mean, I think there's like one quick cut because you have to have a laugh in there somewhere. Of Sten sneaking across, getting to Vasilla, who is supposed to be in a cage, and just getting there as she locks herself back in. And I'm just like, oh, I'll just go then. But
Eye of
think
the
it's-
Rose. When we look backwards, Eye of the Rose was so much fun.
That
It was
was
so
great.
good.
So good.
That
I
was
thought I
great.
was so dead. I was like, I
It was
remember
such a
telling my
different play experience.
I remember telling my wife, I'm like, I might die tonight. Like I don't.
Yeah, and then from the more serious perspective, I think you know, seeing the just kind of a montage of quick cuts of Sten shooting Ma, Osric killing the demon, us coming out and seeing Nook look up with tears in her eyes, and Sten trying to explain to the boys what happened.
Yeah.
I think that just synopsizes that whole
Captures
thing.
all of Root Home. I agree. I agree. How about wishes, Brian, for you as a player? What are you wishing for, and what is likely our last season?
I mean, slightly different from what Jim was saying. What I want is, I don't necessarily want to call it a win, but I want to find some place that we can be just briefly that is just good, that is not in danger of being eaten by monsters, or if it is, you know, there's some place that we can defend and feel good about, that isn't left in a smoldering wreck behind us.
Yeah.
I would really like to see that. And then you know, I think we need to have some kind of closure to the story of the Stones, whether it be us winning or the elves betraying us and taking it over, but they can defend against, or bad guys come in and win. I want to see an end to that story, whatever kind of end it is.
Yeah, where you're headed, based on the information, whether it's true or not, is you're headed to the what has been called the Vale of the Dead. There's apparently a giant there. There's also apparently 3 gems and a crown. So that's really, really freaking interesting.
Yeah.
Dave, previously on Forbidden Lands.
So I think the so I think you have to do the, for very personal, like my own like thing, like you have to like have like the scene of like Vasilla doing like the concert in the keep and the switch of the stone, and then I
The
think
Eye of
you
the
have
Rose, yeah.
Eye of the Rose, and then I think you do the dwarf making the pillars of the gas that we then broke. Maybe like we don't, Dave doesn't know, but there was, or Vasilla doesn't know, but Dave heard the cold open where you did like the read of the master, I'll call them, and like the creature coming in talking to them. So I think that would all be in there. And then I think Root Home has been well covered by the flashbacks that they mentioned. So I think that's like the major parts. I think yeah, I think the 3 big parts that stick out to me are the Eye of the Rose, the tower, and I think you need the 4 of us looking bedraggled coming out of the tunnel. I think is like a pretty good scene that I would like specifically put in there. And then of course you'd end with like the yellow. You'd like, if you're doing like the whole 3 seasons, like you have the yellow. You have yellow eyes, you know, through the chunk of it.
Dalb at Weatherstock, right? The first yellow eyes the first yellow eyes you saw was in the Steed. Before you got to
stag,
Weathertop.
yeah. Oh, no, it was horse.
The stag. I'm sorry. Yeah, the stag. Yeah, and then you saw Dalb, and yeah.
So I think
that'd be an interesting series of flashes,
right? I think you need a little bit of the exposition just to like catch people up on like what the stones are and where we're going, and like all that. But I think the parts that like mattered to our characters, I think, is like, especially Vasilla, just speaking from Vasilla, is like, the Eye of the Rose was like big, right? Like, I finally got to do, not finally, but like, that was the thing only Vasilla could do in the party, right?
Yeah.
Like, and like Vasilla definitely struggles with like, I walking around with people that murder demons. You know what I mean? Like, where is my value in this group? And Eye of the Rose was like,
I agree, but I got to tell you, since you got the war cry,
yeah,
like you go back and watch and you realize those
Maybe
extra dice mattered.
yeah.
You're very
Yeah.
inspiring. But
Yeah,
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 but
yeah,
it was you not in a combat situation. It was you doing something uniquely you, which I agree with.
yeah. As far as stars and wish, like I do want to win. Like I would be sad if the story ended sad. Like I think like you could add bittersweet, but like if it was
Mhm.
just bitter, I would feel unfulfilling to me. And I know that because I'm like Dave is very, I like happy, optimistic things,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know, like you're allowed to struggle, like struggle is fun, but like I don't like the bad guys winning.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. I do think that Silva, I'd like to see Silva have her moment still.
I think we're still have not had that yet. I
I
agree
don't
with
think
you.
we've had it yet.
Yeah,
I think the
we've
rest of
had
us have.
touches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you would have survived Stone Loom
No.
without Silva. But it's only been seasoning. It hasn't been a Vasilla at Eye of the Rose moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think we're ready for a Silva. We need that Silva episode where she's the boss.
Pressure.
So that's where I'm at.
All right, Nate. Previously on Forbidden Lands.
Yeah, every time like someone would say something like, "Yep, that's what I was thinking of," like leaving, leaving,
and going
leaving
last always
Anselm.
blows, so you can just say, "Yeah, what they
Right.
said." Like I don't want
No,
you to
I
feel
mean,
obligated.
I think the bits I would add would be like, yeah, like leaving Anselm. I think that was huge with that tower. I think it would be interesting to like have cuts between Vasilla playing at the Eye of the Rose and Vasilla playing it at Rootholm, like kind of cutting between like this like bloody orc festival and then like civilized Hobbit festival, and just kind of have
And
this
I would also
juxtaposition.
add Vasilla playing at the Three Skull Tavern in the Hollows.
Mhm.
I would
Yeah.
intercut all of those because I think those are three different Vasillas.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then the like, I would add the like at least a bit of the final battle in the mines, with the child,
Mhm.
the child demon, because that was pretty harrowing. And then I think the last cut would be with the like, do like a cut to when we're like having a nice conversation with the young halfling boys, and then like cut to that night at the stables where like we're all beaten up and like leaving.
Yeah. What are you wishing for, Nate?
I'm kind of with Brian. I want to see a place to fight for that the threat isn't internal. Something we have something to fight externally, and we're not like getting fed to a monster, and that's why we're fighting for these people. Like just something to be like, yes, there is hope in this world, because Silva's not feeling great about the state of people in this world. She's putting it on demons, but that can only hold so far.
Right.
And I could be wrong here, so I'm not being prescriptive here, but I got to tell you a vibe I'm getting from Silva. Is I feel like Silva has been doing her damnedest to keep those glasses rose colored.
Oh God, yes.
Long before she met the three current compadres. I feel like I just get the sense from Silva that Silva, by sheer fucking will, has been trying to not get drug into this land. And I think that's really interesting. That's the vibe I've been getting from you through her.
Yeah, she wants to see people are good, but it is getting progressively more difficult the longer she's on the road. And so these three people that are good, and she knows are good, is like she's latched on.
And what's interesting to me about that is that you've lived generations longer than the other three of these people. You have been in Ravensland a lot longer. And I think that's super interesting. And I don't know what that means. And, you know, it could be that we are at a turning point. We could be a situation where Silva has protected herself. Because quite frankly, spending who knows how long in Amber's Peak, there's worse places in Ravensland to live than in Amber's Peak, right? You know, that's interesting. Very interesting. So the one I'm going to offer for previously in Forbidden Lands, and I'm going to encourage the 4 of you to do this, and I'm definitely going to encourage you masochists that have watched 55 episodes of us playing, go back at some point and watch episode 1, because I did it recently. And it is so interesting. There was a different person playing Osric. There was a different person playing Vasilla. Nate was playing a different character. And the opening 2 hours to this series lands so hard after we've gone through this much. And the scene that I would pick from the first episode is Vasilla late to everybody leaving and running through the village to catch up. And Osric going, who invited her?
It's so Bilbo in The Hobbit.
It
really is.
Adventure.
It is. And Sten going, I agree, Osric. And Aldrich going, I may have said something. And there is just, it's so interesting to go backward and read the first chapter again. So if you get time, for those of you watching, and for the 4 of you, honestly, before we play again, go back and watch episode 1.
I intend on rewatching the series whenever you tell us we're back.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, like, there's certain things that are really interesting. Jim has done an incredible job of carrying the torch that was first lit. You're not going to see Aloy playing a different Osric. The Osric you see in the first episode is the Osric we know. Changed, but the same one. I gotta say the same thing about Maeve's Vasilla versus Dave's Vasilla. Like, it's been really, really cool. But I just did that recently and I had to share that. But like, I think you start with, I think the previously on Forbidden Lands for the final season starts with Vasilla running up and going, wait, the loot is going. And Sten and Osric are like, God damn it.
And the relationship has gotten so much better since then.
Oh, it's just, it's really neat. It's really, really neat. And then there's, I mean, honestly, the first 2 or 3 episodes are really interesting. But anyway, love you guys. Made it. Talk soon. Take care.
Howdy friends, thank you for watching. All our content is archived and organized in playlists on the Third Floor Wars YouTube channel. Check it out. And if you could like, follow, subscribe, and even set your notifications to this channel on YouTube and Twitch, we'd appreciate it, and it'll make sure that you catch all of our content. I talk with creators, designers, and experts across the gaming landscape in every episode of our podcast, Tabletop Talk. Open up your favorite podcatcher and search for Tabletop Talk from Third Floor Wars. Support your creators. They make the content you love, and it's your support that makes it happen. If you want to help us, go to Third Floor Wars on patreon.com, and you can help us for as little as $1 a month. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Take care.